Mic check, test one. Mic check, test 1, 2. Can you hear me? How's my sound? Good enough? Okay.
Nobody can stand.
Mic check, test 1, 2. Mic check, test 1, 2. Test 2, 3. Okay. Thank you.
I'm going to ask somebody to lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Who do you think I should ask?
Either Farrah Kim, or Ravenna. I don't see Ravenna here yet.
I don't see Farrah. Okay.
So good to see you.
For a kid to get for the, yeah. Is there one like?
Are we doing a pledge for this?
We
Usually just do it for the regular
open session.
But
Yeah.
You want to do it now?
Let's do it because they're here. They're probably going to be like, yeah.
Who do you want to ask? Who's your
Alexa.
I'm
When she's here with her dad, I just like
Yeah.
is here for her. I think it would be really cool to ask her.
Yeah.
okay.
Let me see her.
Which one is she?
Right here. I'm looking. She came in that door.
Okay.
She just
Say
joined
hey.
the Anyone? Can she do it? No. Please.
You just say, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. You don't.
Please. Yes.
Welcome, everyone. We will get started in just a moment. My name is Ruthie Hanchett. I am the proud board president of the Fullerton School District, and I am so grateful and excited to welcome so many of you tonight for this first recognition portion of our board meeting. So we will get into more of the formal things as we continue our board meeting, but we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance today. So we've invited one of our students to come and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So we will tell us your name.
My name is Layla Salinas.
All right, Layla, thank you so much. We'll join you.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready and begin. I pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Layla. Well, as I shared, we are really excited to recognize two very important programs that we have here at the Fullerton School District, and we're going to begin with a recognition and thanks to our Fullerton Education Foundation. So I know we have members of the board who are going to be sharing about the work that they're doing, and Jeremy Davis is going to introduce some of the partnerships we have.
Would the board members like to head to the front and hold the gigantic check, or at least Miss Hilda? I know Hilda might have had a skit. I don't know. So, the Fullerton Education Foundation has been known by a couple of names over the years, but in its current iteration, this year, the Fullerton Education Foundation has given our district a total of $112,156.21. Yes. So, yes. So what that does is, thank you. Am I right under a speaker? So the foundation supports a lot of our programs, especially the hockey tournament. Significant giving to our hockey tournament. What? Yes? Oh, that's right.
Well, it would be FSD hockey. They've given us $30,000 and actually 25 the year before and 20. So, oops. Thank you so much to the foundation.
Excellent. I'm assuming Lisa is next.
What do you want to talk about next?
What would you like to talk about?
Go right ahead.
Okay, we'll talk about tiny home. So we have supported tiny house, and we in the last year over $100,000.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And one thing to really talk about the tiny home here is that the foundation operates as a pass-through for us. And what that means is all the money that's given from any organization to go to the tiny home actually lands in the foundation. Then the foundation is able to buy the materials for the home itself. It's a very specific legal requirement we have, and actually we could not run the program without the foundation. So it's not just the giving that the foundation does to help us with the materials for the tiny home, but also the actual legal pass-through that the foundation acts as, which has been a really important piece for that entire program. So we've been incredibly grateful for that.
Thank you.
Next.
Okay, so I'm here to talk about teacher grants, and we have given years and years and years of teacher grants, and the teachers write for something specific they want for their classroom that needs to be innovative, and we fund those.
Absolutely. So I believe 12 regular teacher grants and 7 pie grants this year, which is sort of a matching dollar for dollar. If the teacher could raise money, then the foundation came in and matched that. It was like a donor's choose we set up for all of our teachers who could try for that money. So we set up websites for them. Parents could donate, friends could donate, and then the foundation matched that dollar for dollar this year. And Miss Jenny.
And this one's super fun for all of our students. The Fullerton Education Foundation helps to fund FSD Fest.
Okay. So ever since the beginning of FSD Fest, when it was called, there was Passion Agents Conference, there were all kinds of different names for it back in the day. It started at the LV Gym, and it is built into a multi-day amazing experience where 700, 800, 900 students come out on their own voluntarily to talk about their passions or to show off their films or to be spotlight speakers or to compete in esports. And again, $30,000 this year, which is almost half the budget for the entire thing. If you haven't been there before, we rent out Cal State Fullerton. It is a professional conference for children. We do pipe and drape, all the audio visual. It's an amazing experience and it would not be possible without the foundation. So again, a huge round of applause to the Fullerton Education Foundation.
Our foundation is a group of people who love children and have a vision for the future of this country. And its success, it's over 20 years of success, over $3 million to the Fullerton School District, has occurred because teachers, administrators, school boards, not just ours, but school boards from the high school district, the Fullerton College, Cal State Fullerton, have all come forward to help us. Community members that have children in our district, and community members who do not have children in our district, all come together to make Fullerton School District a more enriching, better place. In the past, we've given to you all for your speaking and competition, and we love our school district. So thank you to everyone who donates. And if you want, in the back, I'll leave some envelopes in case you want to give us. We don't care if it's $5. We'll take it. And thank you to the board, each and every one of you, for recognizing our work. We appreciate it. Thank you to my board for all you do. Oh my God, you're the best.
Could we actually get a picture of all of our school board with the foundation board, please?
I have something. We have something for you, Hilda, first. As our board is settling, our Education Foundation Board, we are just so grateful. I know when I think about Fullerton School District, some of our signature events, the things that really make us stand out are because of the partnerships we have. I think about, as a parent, the engagement that it brings, the joy of seeing your kids thrive and shine in these events is really powerful, and the community partnerships that it brings to our school and introducing people with, even without children, like you said, that want to care about our kids and our community. It's really, really amazing. So thank you so much for the work you do, and we're so grateful. It really is sometimes the reason kids want to show up at school, to be a part of these events. So thank you for the work that you do and the way that you contribute to our community in much a bigger way. Well, we're excited to celebrate our kids next. Some of our greatest kids are speech and debate leaders of our community, and recognize the hard work that they put in over the year, and then the triumph they've had over the summer at the Nationals for speech and debate. So Emily will tell us more about that.
Thank you. I am very pleased to be here to recognize these 23 national speech and debate champions who traveled this summer. Yes. Our team traveled to Richmond, Virginia this summer, 23 students. We competed against over 6,000 students from 1,500 schools, and we had advancements in 26 of our events and rounds. So moving from, preliminary rounds into semis and octafinals, really fantastic. And they were in the most competitive rooms in the nation. And I think that deserves a round of applause, that they were in rare air. I'd like to ask Audrey Tohia to come join me. She's from Advantage Communications, our partners. Yes, our partners in this, they're incredible partners in this important work. Take it away.
Yes. I'm happy to share our specific results, specifically our top ranking students, but each and every one of you, you know how proud we are of your accomplishments going to nationals. So in this group, we had several students place within the top 7 in the entire nation. Yes, that is amazing. So if you want to step forward, students, so just you could be recognized individually as well. Receiving 7th place in informative was Rafael Viado. Placing 7th in original spoken word poetry, so a poem that she wrote herself, Farah Kim. Receiving 4th in declamation was Ravenna Gigstead. And Ravenna, you can just stay right there. In 3rd place in storytelling was Haley Hong. And in 2nd place, just shy, I wish I could explain the point system, but I'm telling you it was by a hair, in informative speaking, Ravenna Gigstead. And I'll pass it over to Whitney.
All right, students, so when we call your names, please come up and receive your certificate and then remain on stage so that we can get a picture of the group at the end. All right. Alexia Ramirez. Alicia Shea. Alondra Trujillo. Ariana Alvarez. Arsh Reina. Christiana Perez. Chloe Rossetti. Clark Tran. Emma Son. Emily Kim. Farah Kim. Haley Hong. Hannah Mitri. Hermione Lamb. Jamie Morales Cuellar. Layla Salinas. Lucia Arevalo. Rafael Viado. Ravenna Gigstead. Ria Gupta. Sierra Chavez. Valerie Lynn. And Zygel Cassidy Reyes. We would also like the junior high coaches to come join them now for a picture, please. Coach Jennifer Min from Beechwood. Coach Linda Wingfield from Parks. Coach Lance Langdon from Ladera Vista. Coach Beth Ellison from Fissler. And Coach Stephanie Park from Nicholas. At this time, we would also like the principals to join for the group photo. Please come up, principals.
Should I ask the board? Thank you. We're now going to ask that our board members and come and join along the sides. Yeah, the pictures keep coming. What's that? We're doing a separate one for schools of excellence. So there'll be more. Yes, and. Okay, we can return to our seats. But wait, there's more. But you can return to your seats. We're going to continue the recognition.
Yes, so as everyone gets situated, I do just want to say one more time, congratulations to our incredible nationals team. I know you all don't get to see it day in and day out, but these students worked so hard. They supported each other, and they made a lot of memories along the way, including some karaoke as celebration at our hotel. We're so proud of how students from all 5 of our junior highs represented, showed what their schools can do, and made their mark at the national level.
Yes, and we want to recognize the amazing staff who made this experience so special. Mrs. Wingfield from Parks Junior High and Miss Park from Nicholas Junior High, and she is not expecting this, but Miss Alex, who also joined, these 3 helped chaperone the students. We're there for the kids over the course of the week, so we're so appreciative to you and your time. We also are grateful to work with the incredible Advantage staff. We have our executive director, Audrey Tohia, and Amelia Burns with us right now. There we go. And of course, to our families. Some cheered from home, some joined us clear across the country. And we're just grateful for that love and for the encouragement that we receive. So students, if you want to give your families a little round of applause and thank you, now would be a great time. Yes.
Along with celebrating our champions, we are proud to highlight Parks and Fissler for earning the overall Schools of Excellence Award in Speech. Yes. These two schools achieved the highest team awards in the nation. NSDA only recognizes 5 schools of excellence in total, and FSD won 2. At this time, we'd like to honor the Fissler team and their coach, Mrs. Beth Ellison. Huh? Oh, and their AP. Go ahead. Come on in. Come on up, Fissler students. Fissler students?
There we go. She's coming. Come on. There you are. She had to bring her hardware. Yes.
All of, any of your awards. Okay. Linda picture.
Thank you, Coach Ellison and Assistant Principal Beecher. Thank you, Fissler students. We'd also like to honor the Parks Junior High team and their coach, Mrs. Wingfield, and Principal Jenna Bright. Park students, please come on up.
Yeah, Lucy is smarter. Layla, get in the back. Yeah, perfect. That's just a little bit more.
Thank you again to the Fissler School of Excellence. Fissler and Parks Schools of Excellence. We wanted to finally thank FSD and our Board of Trustees for their support for this program. We are so grateful that our students get to experience this level of competition and this investment in everything they do. So thank you so much. Students, we have some, Dr. Brown.
One last thing. I want to make sure that she gets her flowers while she's alive. So I do want to thank Emily for all of the hard work that she's done. She is in school, raising twins, and a daughter, and a husband. So we want to say we appreciate you for all of the work. She spends her summers going to speech and debate. She spends her springs, her falls, her winters doing all of the things. And so we love you so much. And none of this would be possible without you. So you are amazing, and congratulations. Okay, now you can have cupcakes.
And now please take a cupcake. There might be some for your guests too. So please take a cupcake and you can exit out this back door here for any additional pictures. We appreciate you all being here this evening.
So my board, we will take a short recess and then go to closed session at 5:15. Okay, I am opening our closed session for today at 5:13. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience as we were wrapping up our closed session. Welcome to the board meeting tonight. I'm Ruthie Hanchett. I'm proud to be the board president, and I will be calling this open session to order of our board meeting on Tuesday, August 18, 2026 at 5:21 p.m. And we began our meeting actually at 4:30, where we recognize the contributions of our Fullerton Education Foundation, as well as our amazing student winners at the National Speech and Debate Program. So we did at that time also say the Pledge of Allegiance. So we will move to our next item as I will report on our closed session from today. So the board had closed session and we took action of a vote of 5-0 to approve the settlement agreement with student OAH case number 2066030319 in the amount not to exceed $60,000 during closed session. And then secondly, the board took action with a vote of 5-0 to approve the settlement agreement of student OAH case number 20260606763 in the amount not to exceed $36,000. So we will now move on to hearing some reports from our community, and we will start with our superintendent's report. And welcome, Dr. Jansen.
Good evening. Thank you so much, President Hanchett. Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here today in our second week of school. I just couldn't be more excited about how the school year started off. Just so impressed with the amazing work of our gardening team, our maintenance and operation team, our tech team, our clerical teams, all the work that they did to get our schools ready, to get our technology ready, to get our class rosters ready so that we could all jump into our classrooms and get the school year started. So it's been a great start to the 26-27 school year. I cannot believe we're in 26-27. So just a few reports since our last board meeting, a few highlights and events that we've been able to take on. We had a management retreat for all of our managers, leaders, supervisors throughout the district. It was a great opportunity for 2 days for the group to come together to start to build our leadership skills, to build our team, and also to spend some time getting some updates about some new things for 26-27. So here are some photos from that wonderful event, and thanks go out to the teams that helped to coordinate that lovely event. Additionally, after our management retreat, we also had an amazing Welcome Back to School health fair. Great work by our community schools team, our SEL team, to bring out a number of different community partners to help offer some amazing resources to our families. Here's some kids getting some delicious meals from Bracken's Kitchen, which I learned so much about. What a great resource. Additionally, families were able to get fresh produce, backpacks, and it was just an outstanding day. I couldn't have been more excited to be a part of it, although it was a little warm. But that's okay. That we couldn't control, but it was wonderful. And then our next event was an amazing Welcome Back barbecue. Wow, I had never been a part of such an amazing event to see. I think we had almost 1,000 people come out to enjoy the wonderful hamburgers, chicken patties, and veggie patties that were offered. And you can see some of our team members on the grill and some of our team members that were just there to enjoy. But what a fun way to start the school year. Very casual. It was great to see people laughing, smiling, hugging one another, seeing the colleagues that they hadn't seen all summer long, and I felt just so honored to be a part of that wonderful event, and it was a great way to kick off the year, and thank you to everyone that was able to attend. Additionally, we've had a lot going on. We had our first day of school. So here are some great photos from that first day of school. Lots of smiles from families. I was so impressed with the number of smiles compared to number of tears. The parents probably had the most tears. I saw a few moms, and I remembered that feeling. But also tons of smiles from parents as they brought their kids to our schools, and you know, just how honored we feel that parents trust us to bring their students to us and bring them through our gates every day so that we can bring them into our classrooms. And you can see some great photos that we got even from that first day, heading into classrooms and seeing teachers getting right to work on that first day. And I can't be more impressed with how our classrooms looked. Not only are they clean and beautiful because of the work of our custodians, but I was so impressed with the work of our teachers and our instructional aides to get student work up on the walls quickly. The rooms just looked beautiful and so inviting. And as a parent, I would have been so excited to drop my child off to any of those classrooms. So it was a great first day. And thanks to everyone for all of their hard work. And In addition, we are in the middle of our wonderful back to school nights. So we have had a few, and I grabbed a couple of photos, one at Beechwood and then one at Pacific Drive. Thanks go out to the principal for helping with the photo. So we've had a couple of back to school nights that started last week. And then you can see over on the right, we have several upcoming dates. I know I'll be at least 3 events tomorrow and 4 events on the 20th, trying to just get out and express appreciation to all of the people that are working so hard to get our schools ready and to educate our children, and also to meet as many families as possible. So just a reminder, we have several events coming up. And with that, oh, and one more wonderful event. So we had last week, I know I was able to attend 4 of the events, our Palooza events for our secondary schools. So these are opportunities to wrap up the PBIS week that the students had gone through and really highlight their great work and build some community at each site. That larger picture there, you'll see maybe the 5 people on the right-hand side, their smiles are a little bit bigger than the people on the left-hand side. That's because we were victorious. Even in my high heels, my team was smart to put me at the end. We won the balloon race. Slow and steady wins the race, and we were excited to be able to say we beat some 10 and 11-year-olds at a race. We still got it. Yeah, 13. We still got it. But it was fun, and we really appreciated getting to participate. It was so much fun, and really some great uplifting words from our principals and our staff to our students as they kick off another wonderful school year. And with that, I wanted to just share a quick update with the board and with the public on the direction that we received at the last meeting to work on the development of a strategic plan for the Fullerton School District, a document that will help to guide our work together across the next 5 years. So I've got a couple of slides just to share a quick overview of the process, and then we certainly will go into it more. The first slide outlines, as we begin to work on strategic plan development, our roles and responsibilities. And you can see in this graphic, it highlights the work of the board. It also highlights the work of the superintendent and district leadership, and it highlights the work that will go on with schools and staff. And we'll focus primarily on the work of the Board of Trustees because we're here at a board meeting today. So what we'll be doing with the board is to work on establishing the vision for the school, so for the school district, pardon me. So where we're going to be going across the next 5 years. And we do have, and I'll note over there on the right, we have some board goals that were recently reaffirmed by the board just about a year ago in September 2025. Some high-level goals that were listed there, and there also are some subpoints below that. So we really will be using that as our main vision as we move forward with our strategic plan. And then with that vision and with those goals, we'll also be prioritizing. So what are some things that the board wants to see us begin working on immediately? What are some things that we know are going to take us 2, 3, 4, 5 years to develop along the way? And we'll be having much more discussion about that. And then also the board provides accountability. So annually, each year, we'll bring forward progress updates to show these are our goals, how much progress did we make towards those goals. So this just kind of gives a framework or an outline of the roles and responsibilities for strategic plan development. And on the next slide, I definitely heard from the board that there is interest in not just having a written plan that sits on a shelf, but much more than that. And so I wanted to highlight some of the things that we'll have when we're done developing our strategic plan. We'll have clarity, which is going to include a shared understanding of what matters most for our students. We'll have focus. We'll work on reducing the number of our priorities. We'll have fewer competing priorities and a stronger focus on where we want to really direct our energy. Alignment, all programs, resources, and professional learning will be connected to our goals. We'll have honesty, a willingness to take a close look at where our students need additional supports. Accountability, as I mentioned, we'll have clear measures that we'll identify and we will work towards and make sure that what we're doing is really making a difference. And confidence, a belief that we can improve outcomes when we are clear about what we're trying to accomplish. And that bottom section is really, really important to me as we move forward with the strategic plan. The measure of our success will not be the plan itself. It will be what is different for Fullerton students 5 years from now. So that's the focus that we'll have as we move forward with this process. And right now we have a timeline. This is the draft timeline that I've put together. We'll use this fall, which I've already started in on lots of listening and learning, but we'll do some additional listening and learning. And we've highlighted the board's role throughout this process. So the board will be working on their vision and confirming our vision this fall. And then we'll also be looking at data, hearing from students and families and staff. We're looking forward to putting together a survey and identifying any gaps in our strengths and weaknesses. Moving forward into the winter, we'll be working with the board to make sure that we have their interests prioritized so that we know what we should be working on first, defining outcomes, setting measures of success, and begin acting. We will continue in the spring to develop our strategies, continue alignment, and really establish those 5-year targets. And then I hope to bring forward sometime in the spring an adoption for the board to make a final decision on our plan. And then as we roll into the following year, 27, 28, that's when we'll really begin acting on those plans and putting in place measurements, and we'll provide reports to the board. And then in the subsequent 4 years, we'll continue to refine and sustain our work and provide annual updates to the board each year. And that summarizes the plan for now, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Jansen. Is there anything else you're looking for from your board right now as far as a response to this? Is there anything that would help us as you continue to work on this?
Not at this time, but I do hope that in a future study session, we can have some additional discussion.
Okay. I know we have an early September meeting where we're talking about protocols, and even next week we're also having an opportunity to look at performance agreement for your work, and so that will again help us contribute to that process of refining our focus as a board and our strategy.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Okay, well then, since we've concluded with that, we'll move on to our information from the Board of Trustees. So shall I mix it up this time? Start with James on your end.
Yeah, so I guess the only thing I want to say is I just want to express my gratitude to the district. My kid was born just a couple days shy of that September 1st cutoff, so this is his first year in TK, and I was dreading it, especially with no more nap time, and really worried because it can be rambunctious. We'll just leave it at that. But after the first day of school, he just kept talking about how he loved it. And so having such a combination of folks all the way from, I swear Jason's not paying me to say this, but like from Encore all the way to the front office staff, to the teachers and the aides and everyone in between from the lunch staff and all that, I'm just very grateful. So thank you.
Thanks, James. When you're a parent, you really appreciate the people who care for your kids every day. Yeah. Beth?
Absolutely. I'm going to add on to that because as you're talking to parents and even grandparents in the district, all of the students starting, and again, the special TKers and the kindergartners who are, they're very nervous about dropping them off. And once they drop them off and the first week's gone by and they just can't believe what's happening in our classrooms. And so kudos to all of our staff who are really truly embracing all of our kids. From the bus drivers, like you said, to the office staff, to everyone who makes their day special. You know, that's why we're here. I think we look at all the stuff that we do and we look at all the pictures and really, truly, we are here to help our students and help our children become lifelong learners and have a joy of learning. And I think that's what's really special about this district is I do believe that we instill that in our from little all the way up to our bigs on, we want them to find their passion. We want them to love to learn. We want to see that curiosity in their minds and that ability to say that they can do something. So, and watching our speech and debate winners here today is just so impressive that we can do everything here. So thank you all for making that happen. Went over all of the things that we've been going through. In our district, we've welcomed everyone, and I feel like we've done a very good job at that. And so thank our cabinet for really having that vision to make sure that all of our staff members feel welcome, that each one of our departments has had their special time to bring them back, to get them all on the same page, to bring them all together, to bring our managers together, to bring our new employees together, to bring our our maintenance staff, everybody together, and then down to the paloozas, right? And making our kids feel welcome and making our kids feel like this is a place where we want to bring them. So everywhere from our staff all the way down to our students. And so I think, and that takes a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something that takes a lot of planning. And so we do truly, truly appreciate it. And I'm sure that the traffic is going to get easier as the weeks go on. So just be patient, and all those parents that are listening, please make sure you're not dropping your child off and having them dart across the street, because the little safety monitors are there, so make sure that. In all of what we've been doing, I want to give a shout out to Juliet. Is she still here somewhere? Juliet? There she is. Thank you so much for all that you have done over, just every day. It's something positive, right? You're really highlighting the great things that are happening in our schools. And so for me, I just want to say thank you. And I'm not a social media person, so just seeing what you're doing is it's remarkable, because again, you're hitting everything, right? From social media to a newsletter to a newspaper. You're trying to get that word out so that everyone feels like what our job or what we're doing here is relevant, and what we're doing for our students really makes a difference. So thank you for being that positivity out there and spreading the word on all the great things that we're doing. And again, I know that's a hard job, and you're doing it with ease. So thank you. And I think that might be the end of my report today.
Miguel, you want to go next?
All right. Good evening. I just wanted to say thank you to welcome our new teachers and new classified staff who also started this year. So we welcome you. As the Board of Trustees and I have been able to go out and meet new teachers and just see the excitement of being in a new district, and some who are actually new to the profession. And so I just want to wish you all a successful start, as well as our new principals that are here at the district. I also had the opportunity to join on the various events that Dr. Jansen mentioned. I won't go too much into it, but to see that wind up all the way up to our staff barbecue and seeing that energy, as well as our families getting access to the resources with the health fair, being able to participate through the community and see all of that come together. And thank you to our SEL team and to our community schools program. To be able to show our families that we are here to provide them the resources, access to backpacks, food, learn about nutrition services, all of the things that we're doing at a district. It's wonderful to see our community partners as well as county services all under one umbrella. And really just proud of the work that we're doing here as a district. And I'm going to keep my report short because you all are probably very tired of this first week. So I just want to say thank you for all the work that you all are doing.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know if I'm going to keep my report short, but I want to ditto everything that Trustee Berryman, Trustee Cho, and Trustee Alvarez just thank you, everyone. It has been an amazing first week going into our second week of school in Juliet. I know that if I'm somewhere and I don't get any pictures, I just have to wait for your post to share, because it is always, amazing photos, video. I can see you right here through Sung. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, yes, since our last board meeting, there's just been so much happening here at the district. But some of the things that I really, really wanted to mention was that I had the opportunity to attend the Summer Institute for our certified staff. And it was just so amazing because it gave me an even greater appreciation for the amount of preparation that it takes, and it happens before the school even starts. I participated in 3 workshops. There was a plethora of them, but I was able to go into the PBIS, the SEL learning, and GLAD. And for those of you who don't know what GLAD is, I had to write it all down and make sure that I said it correctly. It's Guided Language Acquisition Design. And so we had Andrea and Miss Sujin teach those ELD GLAD classes. And it was just so amazing to be able to see, because not only is this professional development, but it's like a commitment, really, from our teachers to be able to go in there and just learn and collaborate from each other, with each other. I know on our consent agenda, we have a few people going to GLAD training from Rolling Hills, and I'm so excited to hear what they're going to be learning about. But for those of you who don't know, GLAD, there's strategies to support, there's strategies that our teachers are learning to support our children. And one of the biggest takes that I took from there is that learners, let me see, I wrote it on here. I wrote it on here because I wanted to make sure that I said it exactly how it was. Maybe I deleted it. I think it was I didn't write it down. It was on my notes. Kids learn through learning, if that makes any sense. And the way that GLAD works is that they work with repetition. It works with visuals, interaction, because not every single one of our children learns the same. And so for you to have English learners learning a totally new language, GLAD has all these different strategies that our English learner teachers can show our students through repetition, through art, through posters. They had so many different ways for our English learners to be able to understand and support them. But one of my biggest takeaways there is that, and what impressed me the most when I was in that workshop is that the majority of the teachers that were taking that workshop were not ELD teachers. They were just regular school teachers who wanted to learn different ways to be able to help their ELD students, their English language students, and their multilingual students, which I was very impressed about because, I mean, not only do we have an amazing district and great teachers, but I mean, the fact that they're willing to go out of their way to learn new techniques and new strategies to be able to teach their students in the classroom that need that extra support was just amazing. And I was very happy to see that. Also, they already spoke about the back to school fair, so I'm not going to say anything else other than thank you to everyone that made that a huge success. Dr. Jensen spoke about the paloozas and how, of course, we won. But also, it was so much fun. And I'm glad she took my advice to go last. That wasn't going to be so much fun for her in heels. But also, Fissler, I have to say, Fissler, it was just amazing to see all the teachers being silly, dressed up in those blow-up suits, and for the students to see that they're not just instructors, that they too can go out there and have fun and be silly and do races and do all the kind of things that they do, and for the students to be able to laugh at them when they fall and, because we were being silly, and to be a part of the kids cheering on the teachers, where usually on a daily basis our teachers are the students cheerleaders and making sure that they know that they can learn and thrive. And it was just I loved being able to see that, especially in the beginning of the school year, right? We talked about Nicholas, and I have to say I loved the message Principal Varela, I'm changing his last name, Principal Varela shared with his students to begin the school year, and that was, you only fail if you don't try. And that was repeated multiple times. He even used us as an example. Do you think I told him I was going to pull him up and do that caterpillar race? No. But if if I didn't call them out to do it, they wouldn't have known that they were going to win if they hadn't tried. And so his message of students needing to believe in themselves, and even if they fail the first time or the second time, they're never going to know if they're how well they're going to do or how successful they're going to be if they just don't try. And so that was amazing. And again, here's to a wonderful 26-27 new school year. Thank you everyone for being here and everyone watching at home.
Okay, thank you. So I get to finish it and say yes, I think we've had a great first week and 2 days of school, and our social media is definitely killing it when I see what our districts are doing, but our PTAs and our school, everybody stepped it up. So if you're on social media and you're not following our schools, I definitely encourage you to do that if you're one of those people. But I wanted to give just a quick update to our community on what I consider a really great story of civic engagement and partnership with our city staff and student leadership. Something that happened, started last year, but happened really over the summer, is that last year, after learning about an opportunity for community input, I requested and came to Mari and others and said, can we do a community walk around Ladera Vista Junior High, a School of the Arts? parents because I'm a mom. I drop my kid off there and I see a lot of challenges. That process is something that we undertake periodically at many of our different schools and in partnership with the city. And so we oftentimes will observe and document challenges and opportunities for improvement and safety. And Mari then said, let's engage the young people. Let's engage the students. And she did a really great job of engaging our ASB teacher as well as the students, and they ended up leading the process. We invited city staff, FSD staff, and leaders to be a part of that. But the students really documented what they saw and brought up the issues that they saw as challenges to safety and well-being in the community. And they presented their findings not only to FSD staff, but went to the city council, to City Hall, and went to the city commissioners of active transportation. And I'm really pleased to update the summer update from that. Results are, first of all, Eddie and others on our staff really made sure that our Ladera Vista fencing was up to our codes and standards because the kids identified that it was a concern of both safety and privacy, especially the fencing around the fields. So we changed that. We reinforced our fencing with 1-inch chain links and privacy screening. But the city of Fullerton replaced both of the traffic lights at the south side, which is Acacia and Commonwealth, as well as the north side of this school, Acacia and Chapman, with new lights that will be adjusted for what is called a leading pedestrian interval. So this, the length of time was found to be within the standards to allow kids to cross safely, but what we saw was that kids still felt unsafe, or people on wheels and strollers and all kinds of ways, that the walk sign really didn't feel safe enough for the traffic that was happening there. So this leading pedestrian interval means that the pedestrians or people that are crossing are given the first right of way. So their ability to walk goes first, allowing them to both enter into the crosswalk and move faster, but also be more visible and seen by the cars that may be taking a turn in that intersection. So I know that there's a lot more work to do. In fact, I think we're going to have some public comments about this tonight, but I'm really proud of our students and what they've done, and pleased with the opportunity that it created for our students to both see that their voice matters, to be engaged civically, to have their voice be heard at City Hall, and to improve our schools and the greater community because of the work that they've done. So that concludes my talk at this point, and we will move on to hearing from our different associations at this point. So we will start with if we have anyone from DLAC tonight joining us.
I will be reading on behalf of DLAC tonight. Good evening, President Hanchett, members of the board, executive cabinet, Superintendent Dr. Jansen, and everyone present and listening. My name is Myra Zamora, and I'm honored to serve as the chair of the District English Learner Advisory Committee, DLAC. On behalf of DLAC, I would like to extend a warm welcome as we begin another exciting school year. We are grateful for the continued leadership of our Board of Trustees, district administration, principals, teachers, and classified staff who have worked hard to ensure a successful start to the school year for all students. This year's DLAC theme is Strengthening Our Families. We believe that when schools and families work together as partners, our English learners are empowered to achieve their highest potential. Throughout the year, DLAC will focus on strengthening family engagement, building parent leadership, and ensuring that families have meaningful opportunities to provide input on programs and services that support English learners. Our first DLAC meeting of the school year will be held on Friday, September 18th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Nicholas Junior High School. We encourage all DLAC representatives and interested families to attend as we begin a new year. Thank you for your continued support of DLAC and for your commitment to the success of our English learners. Have a good night.
Thank you, Anna, for DLAC. PTA is next. So we'll invite Jessica to represent PTA.
Okay. Good evening, Dr. Jansen, President Hanchett, Cabinet, and members of the board. My name is Jessica T, and this year I'm the EVP for Fullerton Council PTA. First, I would like to announce our 26-27 Executive Board. President is Aaliyah Cass. EVP is myself, Jessica T. Vice President membership is Melissa Proctor. Secretary is Jiyoung Choi. Treasurer is Ray Gibson. Financial reviewer is Annie Haga. Historian is Nivi Jawar. And parliamentarian is Lisa Sherman. Our executive board members will each be serving again as mentors this year. We are assigned to 3 schools to help guide PTA and PTSA presidents, answer questions, and serve as resources to help make their school year as smooth as possible. We will also be offering our own Fullerton Council training this year for unit presidents and other school site executive board members. We will be offering this during our September 22nd meeting, and we look forward to continuing to foster a collaboration among all of our school sites. Other exciting news, so far in just the second week of the school year, we have over 2,101 total members of our FSD and FJU HSD school sites. That's an awesome start, but our schools need a lot more support. That's only 42% of our overall council goal. We encourage everyone to please join as many school sites as you can, and I want to remind you that you can be a member at multiple schools. So please go to each individual school site to join, or we have links on our council website. You can also reach out to us directly, and we can send you the links. By joining your local PTA and PTSA programs, you're actively helping to shape a stronger, more vibrant community for our students and our families. Your impact and membership dollars will reach far. All of our school sites are also gearing up for the annual PTA Reflections program. The theme this year is What My Culture Means to Me. Students can submit entries in dance, choreography, film production, literature, music composition, photography, and mixed media visual arts. Winner submissions from each school site are due to council by October 23rd, but each school will have an earlier submission date to meet the deadline. So please check with your school's PTA and encourage your students to participate. Related to that, on Friday, November 6th, during Fullerton Art Walk, we will be hosting our 4th annual Reflections Art Show at the Fullerton Museum. Please show up anytime from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and help us to celebrate all of our amazing artists, including live student performances of literature, music, and dance. And finally, please mark your calendars for our annual PTA Council Fall Luncheon. It will be held at the Fullerton School District Plaza, scheduled for Tuesday, October 20th at 11 a.m. Invitations to you all will be coming in the near future, and we certainly hope you will attend. We welcome anyone to attend our council meetings, which are typically held the 4th Tuesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. in the Fullerton Union High School boardroom. You'll hear from both of our superintendents, be able to ask questions, and we usually have some wonderful guest speakers. The exact dates of our meetings are already posted on our website, fullertoncouncilpta.org. And a reminder that our first meeting is this coming next Tuesday, August 25th at 9:30 a.m. As always, you can reach out to us at fullertoncouncilptainfo@gmail.com. We welcome any input and are always happy to answer questions, so please reach out. Thank you so much, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Jessica, and welcome. Next, we have CSEA, so thank you.
Good evening, Dr. Jansen, President Hanchett, members of the board, cabinet, and members of our community. My name is Tatiana Ortega, and I am the CSEA Vice President. It has been a wonderful and smooth opening to the new school year, and I want to begin by recognizing the invaluable contributions of our classified staff. From the front office to our maintenance and operations, technology, food services, and so many others who work behind the scenes. Our classified employees have worked hard to make sure our schools were ready to welcome our students and staff back. Their dedication, flexibility, and commitment helped create a welcoming, safe, and efficient environment for everyone in FSD. We truly appreciate everything they do, and often before anyone else arrives and long after everyone else has gone home. CSCA would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our new superintendent, Dr. Gretchen Jansen. We are excited to welcome you to FSD family, and we look forward to building a strong and collaborative relationship with you. We are excited about the opportunities ahead and look forward to working together to continue making FSD a great place and to work and learn. We would also like to welcome our new labor relations representative, Violet Yamasaki. We are excited to have her working with us and look forward to a positive and productive partnership as we continue advocating for our classified employees and staff we serve. As we look toward the year ahead, CSCA is also beginning the process of preparing for negotiations. We are currently sunshining the items that our members would like CSCA to bring forward to the bargaining table. This is an important part of the process because it gives our members an opportunity to share their priorities and have their voices represented as we prepare for these negotiations. Our goal is to make sure priorities we bring forward reflect the needs and interests of our classified employees while continuing to work collaboratively with the district. I also want to take a moment to recognize Cabinet and management for hosting an amazing welcome back barbecue for the entire district. It was such a great way to kick off the new school year, bring employees together, and celebrate the people who make FSD what it is. There was great food, great conversation, and more importantly, lots of smiles. We truly appreciate the effort that went into creating such a welcoming event for our entire district family. And finally, CSCA is excited to begin something new this year, highlighting a classified employee each month who has gone above and beyond in the service of our students, staff, and district. For our very first classified employee spotlight, we would like to recognize Sherry Williamson, an information specialist, systems specialist in IIS. Sherry is an incredible example of the dedication and commitment our classified employees bring to FSD every single day. Last month alone, Sherry worked an additional 90 hours to help support our district. And on one particular important evening, she stayed up for 24 hours straight to make sure our power school system made a smooth transition. Now, I think most of us would agree that staying up for 24 hours is a level of dedication that deserves more than just a cup of coffee, and thank you. Sherry, your hard work, expertise, and commitment did not go unnoticed. On behalf of CSCA, we want to sincerely thank you for going above and beyond to support our schools, our staff, and ultimately our students. Congratulations, Sherry, on being our first CSCA Classified Employee Spotlight. As we begin this new school year, CSCA is excited about what is ahead. We look forward to continuing to work collaboratively with our district leadership, advocating for our classified employees, celebrating their contributions, and most importantly, working together to make this a successful year for all of FSD. On one last note, over the last 2 days, CSCA had the opportunity to send me to Pathways for Women's Conference hosted by CalPERS. I had the privilege of hearing from incredible women and leaders, and I wanted to share a quote from the keynote speaker, Nicole Khalil. She is the author of the book, Validation is for Parking. That really stood out to me. Her quote said, "When you know who you are, own who you are not, and choose to embrace it all." I think that message is especially meaningful as we begin a new school year. Every new year brings new beginnings, new challenges, new opportunities, and sometimes even a chance to rediscover who we are and what we are capable of. As a district, we are also entering a new chapter with new leadership, new goals, and new opportunities to grow. And as classified employees, we each bring our own strengths, experiences, and unique contributions to the table. So as we move forward into this new school year, I hope we can embrace who we are, recognize the value of what we each bring, and remain open to everything this new beginning has in store for us. CSCA is excited about what is ahead. We look forward to continuing to work collaboratively with the district leadership, advocating for our classified employees, celebrating all contributions, and most importantly, working together to make this a successful and meaningful year for all of FSD. Thank you, and once again, welcome back, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tatiana, and for bringing Cher to our attention for all of her hard work. I love that new addition to your report. We'll hear from FETA next.
Good evening, President Hatchett, board members, Dr. Jansen, cabinet, and FSD community. My name is Shelley Behrens, and on behalf of the Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association, welcome to the new school year. As the new FETA president, I am honored to bring you my first monthly report. I'd like to begin by extending a warm welcome to our new superintendent, Dr. Jensen. I look forward to working closely with you to support our schools. We're off to a strong start. There's already so much to celebrate. First, we're thrilled to welcome over 50 new teachers to our district and FSD family this year. We also had a fantastic turnout at our district's Welcome Back Barbecue, which brought together staff from sites across the entire district. On top of that, FETA and district leadership have already built great momentum by co-hosting the new teacher breakfast and finalizing numerous MOUs. Within our union, we've held our first executive board and representative council meetings, and our site reps are energized and ready for the year ahead. As we kick off this school year, FETA's priority is collaboration. Real progress happens when we work together. FETA is committed to building strong, productive relationships with the school board, cabinet, district, CSCA, FESMA, and the Fullerton community. When we support our educators together, our students win. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you all this year.
Thank you, Shelley. Do we have anyone representing our SEPA or special education group?
They don't have a report tonight.
Okay. Fasma, anybody?
No report tonight.
Not tonight. Okay, that's fine. All right. Then I believe we can move on to public comment at this point. I, at this point, have one non-agendized item comment, but if anyone would still like to make a comment, they can go to the yellow corner and fill out a form. And I will, at this point, read our statement regarding the rules of decorum. So the board meeting follows rules of decorum. Per board bylaw 9323, individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board limits the total time for public input for each item to 20 minutes, and the total time allowed for public comment shall be 30 minutes. Public comments about an item that is not on the agenda will be heard at the time the agenda item, I'm sorry, I said it incorrectly. Public comments about an item that is on the agenda will be considered when the item is considered by the board. Public comments about an item that is not on the posted agenda will be heard at the beginning of open session when called upon by the board president. No action or discussion may take place on an item that is not on the posted agenda except as expressly authorized by law. Since the board cannot take action on items that are not on the agenda, such items will be referred to the superintendent for handling. Board members may request at any item be placed on a future agenda for further discussion. The board president and superintendent will determine the best time to place an item on the agenda, and persons wishing to discuss the board are invited to complete and submit a request to speak slip to the bring that to the executive assistant. The slips are available at the back of the room under the yellow sign. So at this point, because I have one, I will invite Suzanne to join us at the podium, and so you can make your way that way, and you will have 3 minutes. And if you look to Dr. Chad Hammett on your right, are we putting a timer on the screen? Okay, Anna will put a timer on the screen this time. That will let you know when you're getting close to your 3-minute limit. You don't have to use the whole 3 minutes, but that will let you know. Okay, go ahead, Suzanne.
I'm Suzanne Studeville. My husband and I own a home in Fullerton, 1401 East Grove Place. My son and daughter-in-law moved in with us, and they have 3 children. All of their children attended Acacia, and they loved it. I have to say, woo, Acacia Elementary, excellent. And then my 6th grade grandson, he graduated, and he started attending Ladera Vista. Every day, we ask him every day, how was your day? 1 to 10. It's a 10. Go to each class. How was your class? 1 to 10. Every single 7 periods are a 10, 10, 10. He loves it. Before starting school, we had to find people for him to walk with. So my daughter-in-law, she asked a couple of other people in the neighborhood. One was from Raymond that lived nearby. Some other kids. Are you walking? Because there's safety in numbers. And the safety concern is that when they go down Acacia, they get to a Chapman Avenue. It was good to hear that you've done work on those lights. I was not aware of that. But they walk down, they cross Acacia on the side of Ladera Vista. But it's very trafficy. You've got a lot of people, new drivers, all kinds of drivers, kids, drivers going to Cal State Fullerton rushing, drivers going to the community college, all the schools. That is the busiest intersection going to Ladera Vista. But like I said, there's safety in numbers, and he completed 5 days walking there and coming home. And already in those days, one day, someone ran a red light already. So I'm not sure, I've never walked it, so I couldn't tell you what you have done. But my concern is that we get a crossing guard there. I know the crossing guard right in front of Ladera Vista, she earns every penny because I've seen it. She is very busy right there. But we also need one there. I mean, I'm talking about my grandson. There's 2 other kids that walk with him. And then coming home, they find other kids as they're walking that they know from Acacia. And they go, one way down Chapman, this way, east, and the other one west. And because there's kids from, Raymond over there. So they have found kids to walk with. But I would like to know if you could do another study, and how would we know if you do the study? It was done 3 years ago, and definitely things have changed in 3 years. You know, people are back at school, you know, they were doing it, you know, online and what have you. So I think that the population has grown and going back and forth on that street. And I would like to get another study done. And how would I find out if it's going to be done? That's it. I think my time's up. That's it.
Thank you so much. Okay, so at this point, we'll move on to looking at our minutes from the previous meeting. We met in July 27th, and there were notes that were taken. They were presented in our agenda tonight. There were some amendments to those. So the amendment was that I volunteered at not the Richmond Center, but Richmond School through the On-Course Hopeful program. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting with this amendment and update.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. That passes. Next, we're going to look at our agenda for tonight. We do have a couple of changes in that our agenda, the attachments for items 10J, to approve the revised board policy 6163.4, student use of technology, as well as item 10K, approval of the revised board policy 6174, education for English learners. Both have been amended due to just a mistake in what was posted instead of a more updated version. So those updated versions were shared with all of the board staff or board members previously. We've had a chance to look at them through email, and there are physical copies available for any of the public that would like to take a look. But assuming that we'll have a discussion when we get to those, and we are going to approve those. But with those amendments to our formal agenda, do I have a motion to approve tonight's agenda with the updated amendments for items 10J and 10K?
Second.
Okay, are there any discussions or further changes to the agenda to be made at this point? No? Okay, then we will vote. All those in favor of approving the agenda with those amendments, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. Well, then we will move to our consent agenda. And again, I'm looking for a motion, and then we'll see if there's anything that needs to be discussed. But at this point, are there any items that need to be pulled before we then move to approve the consent items?
No items to be pulled, but just a comment on the item C, renewal of the tiny home MOU.
Okay.
I just making the comment there that glad to see that for our families that will be benefiting from the Pathways of Hope services and, you know, seeing the good use of the tiny home project. That is all I have for comment.
Okay.
I too have a comment, also on the partnership with Pathways of Hope and the Tiny Home Program, but also recognizing several completed projects, particularly in my district, 5 schools. Richmond now has a new shade structure in the kindergarten area. Woodcrest has a new shade structure and a new Wildcats mural. Beautiful, 2 actually, 1 on each side. Nicholas has significant improvements in its basketball fields. It's amazing. And Valencia Park, structured recess support at Valencia Park. That is amazing. I like that we are now going to have trained adults helping students with conflict resolution and behavior problems, social and emotional skills. Maple, going to Astro Camp and Science Camp. We're approving that. Of course, fundraising, but we're still approving that. I go back to the GLAT training for multi-language learners, Laguna Road, sorry, not Rolling Hills, Laguna Road. Got it right. Our arts and stage programs are getting new artifacts, new props, new set design, new costumes. That is so amazing. We're approving that today, hopefully. Power School, attendance and behavioral tools. I'm actually really excited to see the expansion of our attendance and behavior monitoring tools, especially the ability to be able to identify attendance trends earlier. I'm excited to hear about that. Let me see what else. I think that's all I have on my notes, but there's just so much that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, we're definitely in the double letters this time with a lot of things to be approved.
Yes, a lot.
Okay.
Madam President, may I?
Additional comments?
Sure. I just wanted to make two comments. One, that in the consent calendar, there are about a dozen notice of completions, basically legal paperwork, basically telling the county we're done. So those are a dozen improvement projects that Trustee Estrella highlighted, but it just shows our ongoing commitment to use your Measure N dollars judiciously. So thank you to the community of Fullerton for your support on Measure N. And then also items Indy, India, and Julie, Juliet, which are our way of continuing to support the STAGE program, which is so important to so many kids. So thank you to the staff working on that, and it just shows our continued commitment to arts in the Fullerton School District. Thank you.
I was just going to comment also on our renewal for the tiny home MOU with Pathways of Hope. With our tiny home comes case management, so we help our families that move into those homes be able to live independently after they move out of our tiny home. So part of that is working and collaborating with another organization who helps those families with jobs, with budgeting, with how to care for a home, those things that come in that you need in addition to just being able to live into a home. So I welcome that, and I'm excited that we're continuing that relationship with Pathways of Hope. And I did want to give a shout out for our district attending the League of Innovative Schools again. We've been part of that for many, many years, have been identified as one of the superior schools out there, school districts out there. So we truly, truly appreciate all your hard work and excited that you get to go and see what it's all about and part of that. So that's all I had for today.
Okay, thank you, Beth. You can see we have a lot of consent items that we trust our staff to work out all the details and recommend what needs to be done to get the business finished, but we do read it and we do appreciate all the hard work that goes into every single contract, every single MOU. We know that there's a lot of work behind it to make the best choices for our staff and our kids, so thank you for that work. Okay, so I think I had a motion. Do I have a second to approve our consent items?
I'll second.
Oh, we'll go with Trustee Alvarez for that one. So then all those in favor of approving the consent agenda items, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Great. Then we will move on to our section 10, which is our discussion and action items. The first is going to be A, approved new committee on assignment recommendations for the 2026-27 school year. And this is a typical thing we do at the beginning of the school year and sometimes midway through with new semesters for especially our junior high. So any input you want to share with us, Dr. Chad or Dr. Gretchen? Or who's going to cover this one?
Sure, I'm happy to share. So this is just related to one assignment. So this is just a shift in the teacher that was going to be teaching the speech and debate elective. The teacher doesn't have an English credential, but authorizing this allows that individual through the Orange County Department of Education to serve as the teacher of record for that course.
Okay. So do I have a motion to approve this new committee on assignment recommendation for this 26-27 school year?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, there we go. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. The next is we are approving a resolution number 2627-1, authorizing the leaseback delivery method and adopting procedures and criteria for evaluating qualifications and proposals of contracts for the Fissler Arc project and other district leaseback projects. Now, this is something that we have discussed as a board. We've had presentations from Dr. Rob in the past, but it's to prepare us to understand how this process works. It's something that's new to our district. Unfortunately, Dr. Rob is not here. He is hopefully awaiting the birth of his first grandchild right now. And so, but I think we've been briefed and background so that we are able to then make an informed decision on this. So I will look for a motion to approve this resolution, number 2627-1.
So moved.
Second.
You guys are going to have to work on your timing.
Sure.
We'll go with Estrella for that one. And any discussion or questions before we vote on this? Okay. Then we are excited to move forward with this, and then we'll have a vote. All those in favor of this motion to approve Resolution 2627-1 for the leaseback delivery method for the Fissler Arc, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. No opposed or nay. That passes 5-0. Next, we're going to look at approved reviewed memorandum of understanding for our Fullerton Elementary School Teachers Association regarding instructional aids for our TK kindergarten first and second grades, our littlest learners. And Dr. Jansen, you have some additional background and context for this item, I believe.
Sure. Yeah. Just a quick comment, and thank you to our labor leaders that were here today and their kind words and our excitement about partnering with them. We recognize that this MOU impacts both members of FETA and CSEA, and although it says this is a memorandum of understanding with the Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association, I do want to share that we are aware that this is an MOU that impacts both bargaining units, and moving forward, we'll ensure that any MOUs that do impact both bargaining units go through our PAL process. So there's opportunity for both units to provide input, and we'll make sure that there's language included in the MOU that reflects that both groups have been consulted and had the opportunity to provide input.
Okay, thank you. So do I have a motion to approve this renewed MOU with the Fullerton Elementary Teachers Associations regarding instructional aids?
I move to approve the renewed memorandum of understanding with FETA regarding the IAs and the TK kindergarten first, second grades.
Great. And do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion? Okay. We appreciate our instructional aides and our teachers. Then all those in favor say aye.
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 Okay. Great. That passes. Then the next is going to be another MOU with our FETA regarding kindergarten class size for the 27 school year. Do I have a motion to approve this revised MOU for agreement between Fullerton School District and the Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association regarding the kindergarten class size for the 26-27 school year?
I move to approve it.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion or comments?
Madam President?
Yes.
So I'm a yes vote on this, but I do want to express my concerns that I know we're going to talk about the strategic plan moving forward. We also have the Sunshine Agreement for the MOUs later on, but I can't shake this nagging feeling that time has come to make a deliberate effort by the district to reduce class sizes. And while we're making meaningful progress here, I think there's more that we can do. Because some of these numbers are eye-popping. And we didn't get here overnight. It does kind of feel like we've been frogs that are boiled. And so we're not going to stem the tide or reverse it overnight either, but I look forward to the opportunity working with the district and the cabinet on some ways that we can start going the other direction. So that's all I have.
Okay.
If I may, I also ditto what Trustee Cho just said. I mean, our average class size right now, I believe, is about 28, 29 students. And so I really do look forward to working with the district to be able to reduce class sizes.
Okay. All right. So we are approving for this year's MOU, which has already begun. We've got kindergartners and in those classes right now, but we are looking and open, it sounds like, for discussion to consider negotiations as we move forward as a district. Okay, so I've heard a motion in a second. So all those who are in favor of the motion to approve the revised MOU between FSD and our Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association regarding kindergarten class size for 26-27, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes 5-0. Then we will move to our next MOU with FETA again, and we are looking at an MOU between the Fullerton School District and FETA on the school-wide co-teach classes at both Raymond, Commonwealth, Pacific Drive, and Orange Thorpe Schools. Do we have a motion to approve this MOU?
So moved.
So moved. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or discussion on this co-teach approach or MOU? I know I asked a question about we have slightly different approaches, and I appreciate it sounded like the explanation of why some schools are different is really based on size and needs of those communities, whether it's one class of first graders or two classes or more, and the ability to make sure that we're providing the right supports for kids that will really benefit from this approach. I personally am a big fan and grateful for the teachers that are willing to do this work and partner together to make sure we're doing the best we can to support all of our learners. Okay, so all those who are in favor of approving this MOU between FSD and FIDA on this school-wide co-teach classes for Raymond, Commonwealth, Pacific Drive, and Orangethorpe can say aye.
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 Aye. Okay, that passes 5-0. Great. Next, we have another MOU with our teachers and to provide a stipend for our education specialists completing an individual transition plan for the year of 26-27. So this is special, yeah. So do I have a motion to approve this renewed MOU with our teachers for a stipend for education specialists for an ITP, an individual transition plan during the 26-27 school year?
So moved.
Okay, I'll let you move it and
Second.
motion you can second. Any discussion or questions? No. This is primarily, I believe, to support our kids as they're promoting out of 8th grade onto the high school to make sure that they are supported with the education plans that they need to be successful on the next step of their education journey. Okay, so those who are in favor of our renewed MOU with our teachers to ensure that there is a stipend for our education specialists completing the ITPs during the 26-27 school year, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. And then we are on to not quite our last MOU. We have another one with our Fullerton School District and our Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association for reading difficulties risk screener to support our 26-27 school year. This is something relatively new that we are continuing this year. So do I have a motion to approve the renewed memorandum of understanding between Fullerton School District and Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association for the reading difficulties screener support in the 26-27 school year?
Second.
Great. Any questions or discussion?
Just one. Just thank you. It's hard enough to teach kids how to read, let alone if they have any difficulties reading. And so this demonstrates our district's commitment to identifying children that need a little extra support. So thank you to the teachers and thank you to the district.
Okay. Then all those in favor of this MOU can say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. That passes. Now we're on to item H, which is approve the renewed memo of understanding with the Fullerton Elementary employees. It's supposed to be in elementary, I think. Sorry, I've got the wrong script. Teachers Association regarding extracurricular stipend for the 26-27 school year. So this is related to a lot of different extracurricular stipends, everything from speech and debate to FSD Fest and esports and things like that. So do I have a motion to approve this renewed MOU with our teachers regarding extracurricular stipends for the 26-27 school year?
So moved.
Second.
And seconded by Alvarez. Okay, any discussion or questions?
I was.
Thank you to our teachers who step up. You do not have to do that for after school programming or all the extracurricular activities that we're doing across the district. I know it's a lot of work and compensation is not as much as what it should be, but it's something. And I know that it comes from the heart. And I just really want to thank our teachers for doing what they do in the daytime, but then also spending the time with our students after school.
And Saturdays.
And Saturdays.
Yeah.
And summer.
Yeah.
Again, shows
And those are-
It shows the
our
commitment.
FSD teachers always go willing to go above and beyond to do extra work after work. So thank you.
And as students, the students are going to remember that, right? They're going to remember those extra things that have happened in their school day. They may not remember the day stuff, but they're certainly going to remember that teacher that stayed back and was able to work with them. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. So we will then, all those in favor of the motion to approve the renewed MOU with the Fullerton Teachers Association regarding extracurricular stipends for 26-27, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. Now we are on to some new revised board policies that we've had a first look at already. So this is our second time reviewing them, looking at any edits and changes, and the intention is to vote to approve them tonight. So we have letter I, which is to approve the revised board policy 6142.7, which is regards to physical education and activity. So do I have a motion to approve the revised board policy 6142.7, physical education and activity?
So moved.
A move from Trustee Alvarez.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Trustee Estrella. Any discussion or comments or edits or changes to this policy? No? We're good with it as is? Okay. Then all those in favor of approving this revised board policy 6142.7, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Great. The next are the two that we did walk in some amendments. The amendments have been shared electronically. They are available in printed copy, but these are suggested changes to the revised version that we first saw in our first read last month. So the first being item J, which is approval of the revised board policy 6163.4, which is student use of technology. So as I said, this was amended and brought in the draft that was to the draft that was originally posted on Friday. So do I have a motion to approve the revised and amended board policy 6163.4 on student use of technology?
Now, I have a question.
Okay.
On this policy, just around. I think we added this in, and we've been reviewing it, but the area where it says receives instruction that allows students to positively engage with technology in ways that respect human rights and avoids internet dangers. As a board policy, typically, you look at this from an enforcement perspective. You look at it from a way to ensure that we are complying, and so how. I want to know in this broad statement, how are we saying that will allow students to engage with technology in ways that respect human rights? How is that implemented? I'm curious of how we would interpret that.
Thank you, Trustee Alvarez. I am going to defer to Mr. Davis. I know that he's done a significant amount of work around online safety for our students, and he can give us a brief response to the work that we're doing there.
Sure. The second half, no problem. The harms of the internet. Human rights, I guess, would depend on the definition, because we do a lot around digital citizenship. Right. Would be protecting your own identity, how to treat others online, how to get along with others online. So I don't know. I mean, specifically the word human rights, I guess it would depend on the definition. But between what we do with the social emotional learning and with the sort of how to get along, online, I think it would be covered. It is a broad word, but our digital citizenship does cover a significant amount of, the safety. We have like 8 different areas that we cover that would to do in order to do the common sense media certifications for every student. And we have 3 lessons, K through 3, and then another 3. So we do 6 lessons, 4 through 8. So we have a total of over 40 lessons throughout their career with us. That doesn't even include some of the social emotional that now ties into cyber as well. So I hope that's enough.
Yeah. It's good that we have, I just want to make sure as we're looking at board policy, then it's going to impact, the administrative procedure, and then ultimately, are we actually complying with this from an implementation perspective, and all of the things that scaffold down to the school site. So I just want to make sure that if we are committing to this, we are doing it, and we're going to be compliant to the policy that we're about to pass.
Okay.
And just to be clear, these already have the changes that we made at our previous meeting, but also you've already ran this through legal and everything. The way it's written, it aligns with what California School Board Association recommends as well.
Yes, they've all been cleared, and the changes were not material.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Madam President. So I'd like to make one clarification for any families that might be listening. We've heard you that you want us to address screen time and use of technology. This policy is not that. We'll be getting more information in a presentation later in the school year. So passage of this board policy is not necessarily assent to not taking a look at the issue that you've asked us to take a look at.
Thank you, James. Yeah, this is about how we use the technology and the tools that we already have in productive and supportive ways towards children's education. I'm curious, Trustee Alvarez, would it help? I understand if you were just looking for more clarification of like how this gets interpreted by our staff, that specific phrase I think comes from the CSBA recommendation of a board policy. We don't have to adopt it, but it's possible we could even substitute something like, that allows students to positively engage in technology in ways that support their well-being or something like that.
No, I think
you're okay with the statement.
No, we definitely, yeah, the statement is fine. It's just more of when we're passing policy.
Yeah, it's long.
How is it then?
Yeah. Sure. Interpreted and translated into action.
Are doing what
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these are lofty goals, and we want to make sure that they are translated, which fortunately, I feel like FSD, we've been kind of in many ways working the other way around, where we've got some great work that's been happening through our lessons that our students are receiving, especially around online safety and well-being, and then that's translating up to then some revisions in our policies.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so you will see there are a few changes in red that are small additions that I've suggested, but nothing substantive or material that's going to change the direction or the major impact of this policy. Okay. So I will come back again to this question. Do we have a motion to approve this revised and amended board policy on student technology?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? Okay. Then I will ask for you to vote in favor, those in favor of the motion to approve revised and amended board policy 6163.4, student use of technology, say aye.
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 Aye. Great. Okay, that passes 5-0. Then next will be approval of our revised board policy 6174, which is education for English learners. Again, this item has been updated with amendments since the draft that was posted on Friday. We have copies of the amendment, and I'm looking for an motion to approve this revised and amended board policy 6174. Do I have a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, how about any discussion or questions about either existing changes, suggested changes, or anything additional?
I just want to make a comment. I appreciate the rewarding under reclassification. Makes a lot more sense. Thank you.
Okay, well then, if everyone feels like they've had enough time to review this, then we will vote. So all of those who are in favor of approving the revised and amended board policy 6174, education for English learners, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, that passes 5-0. And we are on to our last of board policies, which is to discuss and approve, it's not a policy, it's a bylaw, 9270. And this deals with conflict of interest for those of us on the board. Do I have a motion to approve this bylaw 9270 regarding conflict of interest?
So moved.
Second.
Moved and second. Are there any discussion or questions? Okay, then seeing none, I will ask those who are in favor to say aye to the motion to approve the bylaw 9270, conflict of interest. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. That concludes our voting section. Then we will now just hear some administrative reports. These are not items for which we are taking action, but those for which the community will be briefed and made aware. So Dr. Chad, are we inviting you or Dr. Gretchen? I'm not sure who's covering this one.
I'm happy to. So as part of our formal process to begin negotiations with our two associations, we're bringing forward this evening the two sunshine proposals. So the proposals are just being made public today. Item A is the list of items that we propose to bargain with CSEA. Item B are the articles that we propose to negotiate along with the Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association. And at the next board meeting, we will have a public hearing for the opportunity for the public to provide input on those items. And then item C, we had some minor non-material adjustments that needed to be made to our LCAP following a review by the Orange County Department of Education. I'd like to give a shout out to the Ed Services team, both Esther and Sung, for all of their hard work to pull that document together. It's a lot of work. Additionally, support was given by Damien and Joanne from our fiscal services team to pull together the financial side. So kudos to that team. The suggestions and changes, again, were not material, and they were available along with the posted agenda. But thank you to go out to that team.
Great. Okay. Well, then, since we're not taking action, I'll just go one item by item if we have any questions that my board would like to raise. First is CSEA. We've had a chance to review those items that will be open for negotiation. Any questions or concerns from the board at this point? No? Okay. The next was the Sunshine Act for this Fullerton Elementary Teachers Association. Any comments or questions at this point? I know Trustee Cho brought up the class size. This is where that is one of the items that is open for negotiation, that FSD is open and willing, I think, to have conversations about class size. And that's something that we have heard from our families as well. But I will leave it to our associations to have this conversation about practicalities, logistics, and funding to find a solution in partnership. And then the third is the LCAP. We've had a chance to review the revision, the small changes. Any questions or comments on that? I, again, just want to thank all the people who are part of that process, including our community that give input. I was reviewing it again and really struck by the fact that our parents and families especially give a lot of input, and our staff, I feel like, are very responsive, and some of them taking action right away to say, oh, that's what you want, let's get started on it right now. So I appreciate that partnership that is created through the LCAP, the opportunity to get feedback and act on it quickly to make sure our schools are serving our kids and our families as best we can. Okay, we are cruising. So at this point, I believe we are ready to talk about any board requests for future items. I will ask my board if you have anything you would like to bring to us, either staff or the board, at a future time.
Madam President?
Yes.
So earlier I brought up the fact that I think it's time that we start looking into class size reduction. And so I'm asking for the advice of the superintendent and the cabinet in terms of the best way that the board can be better informed about the circumstances that would surround that, whether it's in the study session or the strategic plan, and have the data ready for that, because this is a complicated problem. And there's going to be a lot of different ways we can get there, or if it was a communique. So Dr. Jansen, do you have any ideas on how we can get some information to the board?
Sure. It is a complicated problem. I'm glad you bring that forward, a problem that encompasses finance, facilities, staffing. So there will be challenges that we'll face with this. I know that the cabinet engaged in an extended study on class size reduction last year. So I need to pull those reports. And what I'd like to do is just begin with providing some data to the board, and then perhaps we can have a discussion next about how we want to move forward with it.
And I appreciate you bringing that up. I know that with declining enrollment, and then also looking at, different facilities and, understanding enrollment management from the perspective of the transfers within the school sites, I think it would be great to have that analysis. And then also understanding that within special MOUs, class sizes, we can look at potentially, going up for a certain threshold would require more compensation, like a special bonus for class sizes. I mean, those are things that are done in the education system that we need to be creative and start looking at. But it would be good for us to be able to look at that data and see what's also fiscally sound, but also, important to start talking about dollars and cents as it relates to our teachers and doing the hard work every day.
So I'm hearing two trustees saying they want to have this discussion. Is it something that we want to have on our board agenda in as a future item, or is it something that starts with a
Yeah, I think that's a little premature.
More of a, yeah.
So maybe in terms of vehicle for information, Dr. Jansen, do you think the study session for the strategic plan would be appropriate, or do you think a communique?
I'd like to begin with a communique, and then perhaps at a future meeting, we can talk about next steps.
Okay. So we have clarity on that. Can I ask that when we're looking at class sizes, I'd love to know also this year our mental health ratios for our students. So whether that's guidance counselors, mental health professionals, how are we meeting the mental health needs of our kids? As we're looking at numbers, I think that information would also be relevant for us to consider.
I think a future item, or this can be data from cabinet or in a communique, transfer out by school site.
Okay.
Where are students going? Why are they leaving certain areas and geographies, or potentially going to charters? Whatever it is, being able to have that data and understanding where people are going and why, just because it'll also inform our schools on how to market. It'll also give you all the give us the information of what we need of how we're retaining people within the district, how open enrollment flows. And so I think that that was one of the things that you had mentioned, Gretchen, as well about.
Okay, so that can be part of the overall data we get on classrooms and students and movement and things like that. Okay. I know that next September we are expecting probably maybe a brief update on our strategic plan process, but also we're looking towards a conversation, a report from staff on screen time and tech use in our classrooms. Is that, I'm affirming, yes, on our September board meeting, we can look forward to that. Okay, so that will be coming up. Any other items from our board?
One more. I know we do not have school resource officers at every site, but we do have school liaison officers with our partnership with the Fullerton Police Department. There were some family members that actually had reached out in the area who were wondering, why are some officers showing up at our schools, and how do the school sites communicate when police officers are there, whether it's to say hello and introduce themselves versus seeing a vehicle there or an officer. For some families, it might trigger, is there something safety-wise going on that I need to be aware of? Why is the police present at the site? Just being able to know what the communication protocol is, whether that be weekly, in the weekly packet, or emails to parents that, or might be coffee with a police officer, whatever it is, it just gives them the knowledge of they're coming to school and someone's going to be there.
Okay, so more clarity on expectations of communication about Fullerton Police Department presence on our campuses. Okay, I have one item that I know regarding our tiny home and the process of kind of what's next. Dr. Chad and I have had meetings with community members. I know with the city and others, I'm sure others have probably had ongoing conversations, but thinking about the intention and the location of our fourth tiny home, as we've definitely run out of room for a fourth at the location where our other three have previously been housed. I think that I just want to make sure that we're planning and preparing as a district for what's next, whether that's something totally new or a new location, new sales, whatever that might be as our program continues to grow. So that would be something I could look for possibly in a communique, but just making sure that that ongoing conversation is at the forefront as we prepare for May. Yep. Okay.
On that note, could I thank Eddie back there, who at 4:30 this morning was out to move our tiny home with police escort over to the Orange Thorpe area. So our third was installed this morning, but 4:30 a.m. he was with the group moving it with the police escort to get it in place, and those are not easy to do. So thank you, Eddie. The M&O crew. Yeah.
And you're late too. Thank you, Eddie. We appreciate you. Well, with that, I believe we can conclude our meeting. It is 7:46. We are concluding this board meeting. And yeah, in record time. And we will see everyone next month on September 15th.